see forever in all directions. If only you look, she said, you can see forever in all directions. You can see forever, you can see.
And today we can see Southeast Asia for the first time. We've got the Nicobar Islands on one side of us, we've got the north coast of Indonesia on the other. That's the place we were initially going to get a ship to, but there's a civil war there at the moment, so we decided that we'd play it safe and go to Singapore instead. Well, we finally made it through immigration and customs and we're here in Singapore. Now this might not look weird to you, but for us this is space age. It's clean, it's modern, it's rich, there's shopping centres everywhere. This is not India.
It's been a long time since we've seen this much money invested in roads. It's nice for the bum. Singapore is so different to India, I can't get over it. Here we are in the beautiful botanical gardens, and it's complete contrast to the Rajasthani desert in India the last time we were cycling. There it was dry and dusty and barren, and here it is hot and humid and green and lush. And despite the sweat streaming down my back, it's so refreshing to be here. This is what makes Singapore so green. The moment we left the botanical gardens, the heavens opened and it started pouring with rain, as you can hear. So we've escaped into the shelter of a local hawker centre to wait till the rain stops. We've just arrived in Singapore by cargo ship from India, and we're now looking to use the same form of transport to get to Australia, and just wondering if you had any freight at all, any ships that take passengers going to any of the Australian ports.
We're trying to get the ship to Australia rather than go by plane, obviously because the effects of global warming are 40 times higher in an aeroplane than they are in a ship. Apparently it used to be really easy 25 or 30 years ago to get on board a ship to take you from one country to the other, but nowadays it seems that if you don't want to fly there aren't many options.
I can't believe it! Finally got a ship that's going to take us to Australia. I really was starting to think that we were going to have to fly, and I was getting really depressed because we've come all this way over a year by bike, ship, train, bus, overland, and all we wanted to do was get to Sydney without flying, and we've finally found a ship. P&O are going to take us in their cargo boat Taronga all the way from Singapore to Brisbane. We've arrived at the port of Singapore and we're both feeling incredibly nervous because this is the last time we're going to be standing on land before we arrive at Australia, which is our destination. This country that always seems so far away, and now within a matter of days we're going to be standing on Australian soil, and it's all quite overwhelming. This might not be as good as the real thing, but I've got a lovely view out my window of the ocean. Could be worse.
We've come up onto the bridge for a very, very special reason. Now this is something I've never done in my entire life. I've never gone across the equator. I've lived my entire life in the northern hemisphere and I've never been south of the equator. So we're here and we're going to cross the equator in a minute and we're going to go inside and watch it on the computers. So how do you know when we cross the equator?
So we can see it from the GPS.
Woo! Yay! Hello, Southern Hemisphere.
just step on it.
Well, that's amazing. That's something else I can never do again in my life for the first time. So much closer to Australia now. We're going to be on this ship for about another 7 days. There's still a big distance to go, but this ship goes about 40 kilometres an hour and it goes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we've got a big distance to go, but we're getting there so quickly, and it's great to be in the Southern Hemisphere.
You can see